So this is introduction to C++. I think we had an introduction, a brief introduction of C++ in the last class. So today's class we will discuss more about the programs from conception to execution. Okay, so conceptualization we are going to make and how we are going to run this program we are going to see. And then we are going to create a real program, and then we'll discuss how to create a program using a command line compiler and how to create a program using IDE, Integrated Development Environment. And this is especially for you, my dear students and young researchers, and you can reach me at dr.kristoanand@gmail.com. So before going into today's session, I'd like to thank God for giving me this golden opportunity to deliver this useful session, to share my knowledge among my fellow national, international participants, students, tech minds, and young researchers. So today's class will be going in detail about the programs from conception to execution. Then we would be transforming the high level language into a program, the significance of using wrappers, and how we create a real program, and creating a program using command line compiler. Then we discuss about Unix CC compiler, which is the generic Unix, and we have the free software foundations G++ compiler. Then we discuss about the Golang Turbo C++ in MS-DOS, Golang C++ in MS-DOS and Windows, and how you create a program using IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Then how we implement Golang C++, and finally we will have the independent works, which is already being posted in the Google Classroom. We'll discuss about it, and then we will have some short videos to explain our topics. So we are going to transform from conceptualization to running this program. So what we are going to do, this C++ program, generally it is written in high level language, maybe using letters, using numbers and symbols on a computer keyboard. So these computers actually execute a very low level language, what you call to be a machine code. And in a machine code, you will be having like a series of numbers. So before a program can be used, it should undergo several transformations before using the program or be executing the program. And programs start out as an idea in programmer's head. Generally, whatever the thoughts he has, he will write down. This starts maybe in the form of a source file or maybe a source code, what you call it to be a text editor. So this set of commands, this set of code in the text editor is transformed by the compiler into an object file. So the source file is transformed into object file. Next, a program called a linker takes the object file, combines it with the predefined rules from the standard library, okay, and provides or produces an executable program. This executable program will be a set of machine language instructions. So we have the transformation of high-level language into a program. We have the high-level code is being fed to the compiler, which is going to convert into an assembly level language program, and then using an assembler, it is going to convert it to an object code. Okay, so the source file is converted into the object code, and it is passed to the linker, and then finally to the executable program. Remember, with the case of linker, we have the assistance of the standard libraries. Now we discuss the significance of using wrappers. Normally, you don't have to run the compiler or maybe assembler or maybe linker individually, because these C++ compilers are generally inbuilt, and they use wrapper programs which determine which tools has to be run and which tools to actually do the entire process. So some programming systems provide the developer with IDE, Integrated Development Environment, and it contains an editor, compiler, linker, project manager, debugger, everything being packed in this IDE. So both this Golang, what you call Golang C++, and Microsoft provides this IDEs with their compilers. So now what we are going to do, we are going to create a real program. Before creating your own programs, you have to know how to use these basic programming tools, because you have to have the knowledge of the basic programming tools. Generally, here we are going to go through the process of entering a simple program and then compiling it and then running or executing a simple program. So we have like two different types of compilers. So first is the standalone or command line compiler. This type of compiler is operated in the bash mode in the command line. So what you do, you type the command and the compiler generally converts the source code into an executable program. So this other type of compiler is contained in the IDE, and normally most of the Unix systems generally use command line compilers. A few of the IDE type compilers are available for Unix, but still they are very rare. Okay. So almost all compilers used with MS-DOS and Windows contain IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Next comes creating a program using a command line compiler. So what you are going to do, you are going to create the program using a command line compiler. So here the instruction is given for using a generic Unix compiler, maybe like the Free Software Foundation's C++ compiler, or maybe Turbo C++, or maybe Golang C++, and Microsoft Visual C++. For example, let us take in the case if you are using Golang C++ or maybe Microsoft compiler, generally you will skip the version you are using in this IDE. So what is the first step? You are going to create a place for your program. So it's very easy to manage things. Generally, if you create a separate directory for each program, so you will create a directory called hello to hold your hello program. For example, in Unix, you type maybe you create make directory hello, and then current directory it is hello. Okay, so make mkdir hello and cd hello. In MS DOS, what you do is you type mkdir hello or maybe cd hello. Okay. So after creating a place for your program, or maybe you started the program, next what you have to do, you have to create the program. So the program start out as a text file. Generally in C++ you have hash include iostream.h. So you start up with this one hash include iostream.h, and then you start the main function int main. Okay. Cout is the output statement. Hello world. You are going to display hello world and then line break and then return 0. Okay. And then you close the brace. So use your favorite text editor to enter the program. In Unix, the file should be named as hello.ccc, and in MS-DOS or maybe in Windows, the file should be named as hello.cpp, which means hello.c++. Then we will have like warning. Okay, so MS DOS or maybe MS Windows users should not use a word processing program. For example, whenever you are going with word level programs, generally what the first thing comes in mind is MS Word or maybe Word Perfect in order to write the programs. Okay, but here the word processing programs had formatting codes to the file that confuse the compiler. So what you have to do is you have to use a text editor for all of the cases. Maybe like a MS-DOS edit program, which is capable of editing the ASCII files. So don't forget to use a text editor for all the cases. And after creating the program, step 3 is run the compiler. So as I told you earlier, the compiler is going to change the source file you just created into an executable program. So every compiler has a different command line, and commands for the most popular compilers are given below. Like most Unix-based compilers, they follow the same generic standard. So C++ compiler is named CC. So in order to compile our hello program, we have to type the following command: modulus cc -g -o hello.cc. Okay. So the hyphen G actually is nothing but debugging. So here the compiler is going to add extra information to the program to make it easy to debug. Okay, so hyphen G means debug. And the switch hyphen O hello, this one tells the compiler that the program is to be called hello, and the final hello.cc is the name of the source file. So see your compiler manual, maybe if you have to refer your compiler manual, you can see for all the possible options. And there are several C++ compilers for Unix, so that your command lines might be slightly different from what you type in the main program. And this is the Free Software Foundation's C++ compiler. This is especially for the GNU people who publish a number of high quality programs. So this is the C++ compiler is what you call it to be G++. And in order to compile a program using G++ compiler, you have to type modulus G plus plus hyphen G hyphen wall hyphen O hello.cc. Okay. So hyphen G hyphen wall hyphen O hello.cc. So here the additional switch hyphen wall turns on all the warnings. So it's nothing similar to a firewall. Okay, something like that. Okay, so it turns on the all the warnings. So it is going to protect the particular code. And then with the case of Boland's Turbo C++ in MS-DOS, generally this Boland International means low-cost MS C++ compiler, what you call it be Turbo C++. Normally Turbo C++ is what everybody tries to use it, okay? Because this compiler is very easy for learning, and what you do in the command line is you type maybe C, you type tcc hyphen yaml hyphen b hyphen f hyphen p hyphen small w hyphen e hello.cpp. So here this hyphen YAML means it is a larger memory model. So memory, L means large. So larger memory model, and this PC has a different number of memory models which can be used when creating programs. So what you have to think in mind is, remember this statement: use large and don't worry about it until you become an expert programmer. So you are going to utilize it large. Okay. So you are, only if you practice like basic level, middle level programs or codes, only then you will become an efficient expert programmer. And here hyphen B means you are going to tell C++ to put the debugging information in the program. So you are going to paste it. Okay, you are going to put the presenting. You are going to put the debugging information in the program, and warnings are turned on by this hyphen W. Stack checking is actually performed by hyphen N. Okay, so the compiler will actually compile both C program or maybe C++ program. And you are going to force a C++ compile by using hyphen P. Finally, there is hyphen hyphen E hello, which tells Turbo C++ to create a program called hello, and hello.cpp is the name of the source file. So in addition to the Turbo C++, the Golang International also has a extended full-featured professional compiler. What you call it to be the Golang C++. So normally in the command line you type vcc-ml -v -n -e -w -e hello.cpp. Okay. So normally you can use it for both Turbo C++ as well as Golang C++. So similar to Golang C++, you have Microsoft Virtual C++. That's also another C++ compiler where you can use for both MS-DOS and Windows. But it is not considered reliable or maybe full-featured as similar to Golang, but it will compile most of the programs. So in order to compile, you use the following command line: cl/al/zi/w1 hello.cpp. And finally, after doing all this one, after loading this larger memory model and debugging and then warnings, everything, after doing all this one, you are going to execute the program. So when you run the program, you maybe hello, right, and the Unix or maybe MS-DOS prompt. The message hello world will appear on the screen. So this is how you are going to run the program. So first of all, what you are going to do is maybe with the case of Golang C++, you are going to go for this command line ECC-ML -v -n -v -w -e hello.cpp. And then even in the MS-DOS and Windows, you use the same one. And Microsoft Visual C++, you have cl/al/zi/w1 hello.cpp. Actually, this zi is going to maybe when turned on, it will turn on all the debugging features and the warnings. And then you run the program. Okay, like when you type hello, then you will get the hello world will appear on the screen. Last part of today's class. So this is pretty much elaborated because we will have like different steps. So how you are going to create a program using IDE, Integrated Development Environment, really matters. And this IDE, Integrated Development Environment, generally it provides a one-stop shop when it comes to programming. What it does is, it is going to take the compiler, editor, and debugger, and it is going to wrap them into one neat package for the program. So since the development environments not tend to change often, the particular version we are using may require slightly different keystrokes. So the step one is we are going to create a place for your program. So what you do, you create a separate directory for each program. So you create a directory called hello to hold your hello program. And in MS-DOS, you type mkdir hello, and after that cd hello. So make directory hello, current directory hello. And then step 2, we are going to enter, compile, and run your program. So each of the IDE is very different. So we have included separate instructions for each of them. In Turbo C++, you are going to start the Turbo C++ IDE with this command, like C:\tc. This is TC means Turbo C++. And you are going to use the options compiler, the code generation command, to actually open the code generation dialog box. What you are going to do, you are going to change the memory model to large. And after that, you use the options compiler entry/exit command to turn the stack checking on. So this is the code generation dialog box that you will generate. You will have like different models. Okay. So here the large model is being selected. And then with the case of options, treat enums as ints, word alignment, duplicate strings, merge, unsigned characters, precompiled. So we'll have like treat enums as ints, and then assume ss is considered equal for ds, where it is considered default for the memory model. Okay, and then you click on OK. So this is the code generation dialog box that you will generate with this code. And the entry exit code generation dialog box, you will have the code generation in standard, and then calling convention to be C. Okay, and then stack options you can select accordingly, and then you can click on code generation. So this is the entry exit code generation dialog box. And then what you are going to do after this entry exit feature, you are going to use the options compiler messages display command. So in order to display this compiler messages dialog box. Okay, so what you are going to do, you are going to select all to display all the warning messages. Okay, for example, this one, you select all. Okay, select all. You are not going to go for selected or none. You are going to select all to display all the warnings and then click. So use the options I save command to save all the options you save or maybe you used so far. Okay, and then use the open project file dialog box to select a project file. Like whenever you go with file and then open, then you can select that particular file hello.prg, and then you can click on OK to open this hello.project. So in this case, your project file is hello.prg. And add to project list dialog box. What you are going to do, you are going to press the insert key to add a particular file to the project. So the file you want to add is hello.cpp. So you are going to add the hello.cpp in hello.prg. Okay. And press the escape key to get out of the add file cycle. And press the up arrow key to go up one line. Generally you will see like hello.cpp, you select it and then click on add. And then with the case of hello project, maybe press return to edit this file, like hash include IO stream, I the main function, CO hello world, line break, and then return 0. And this is the user screen. Use the run command to execute the program. Okay, right? So you have like hello TCI, you will have like hello world. So when the program is going to run, the control returns to IDE, which means that you can't see what your program output. To see the results of the program, you must switch on to the user screen. Okay, right? So using the command window, IUser, you press any key, it will return to the IDE. So like after you have finished, you can save the program with the file isave command, and in order to exit this IDE, use the file iQuit command. Okay, so only in the user screen you can use it. It is window IUser, and if you save it, it is file isave, and to exit, it is file iQuit. Now we are going to discuss more about Golang C++. Golang is the most common featured C++ compiler that is available. Right, so we are going to create a directory called hello in order to hold the files for our hello program. What you can do is you can create a directory using the Windows File Manager program, or maybe you can type the following command. For example, mkdir main directory /hello. Okay. From the Windows you double click on the Golang C++ icon in order to start the integrated development environment. So the program begins execution and displays a blank workspace. So you have to select the project, new project, in order to create a project for a program. Okay. So here you fill in the project path and name, like the blank with the C, hello.id. For the target, type select EC1. This is an executable file, and the target model is set to large. Maybe in the advanced button, click on it so that your advanced options dialog box opens, and clear the .rc and .def items, and then click on. So this is how you will see. So the more in C++, where you can will have like file, edit, search, view, project, debug, tool, options, window, and help. So this is where you are going to have the initial screen. So press Alt key and then F10 key to bring up the node sub menu. For example, file you will have submenus, edit you will have submenus. Okay, everything has submenus. So Alt plus F10 will bring you the submenu and select the edit node attributes in order to bring up the dialog box. So for each of the features you will have the dialog box, and in the style sheet blank select the item, debug info and diagnostics, and then finally click on OK to return to the main window. So these are the several dialog boxes that will open. Like for every sub node, you will have the dialog box. For example, for a new target dialog box, this is what happens. You will see the project path and name hello.ide, target name is hello, and you will see target type EC7 is being selected, and a platform, and then target model large is being selected, and then you can click on OK. And then with the case of advanced option dialog box, like you will have initial nodes, you select the guard CPP, okay, and then you can click on OK. Target option sub menu, you will have like maybe like sub menus like view, add node, delete node, make node, pull node, link, special. So you can see, you can select accordingly. Like if you have the add node, you can add node, delete node, you can delete node. View means you can view. This is the option submenu. And this is the node attribute dialog box. You can actually go for the debug info and diagnostics. Okay, like a translator, you have the link target, and the node type is .exe, and you can click on the node. So what you are going to do, you are going to go to the project options dialog by selecting the options project, and go down to the company, click on plus symbol in order to expand the options, and after going with the project options, turn on the test stack overflow, and then click on OK. Okay, so if you click on OK, means it will return to the main window, and press the down arrow to select the hello C++ program item in the project. So afterwards, you press the return to start editing the file hello.cpp. So hash include iostream.h int main function. So output see out it is hello world, okay, return 0, and compile and then run the program by selecting the debug or we run menu, and then the program will run and display hello world in the window. So this is the project option dialog box. As I told you, like we'll have the debugging, standard stack frame, test stack overflow, out of line, into line functions, debug information, browser reference information, everything you will have. Okay, we'll have them selected. Okay, and then you can check for the stack overflow at runtime if you are going to go for all these features, and then you can click on. And then with the case of Hello project, you will have this basic string, colon C++ hello. And the project is actually hello.id. Okay, so in that, we are going to add this C++. You can see that C++ hello program is being added, the hello.executable file. So this is the hello world program, like hash input, IO name package, main function, say out hello world and return 0. You can see this. This is actually the hello C++ program. So this is being selected, and this is actually present in the IDE manager. Hello world after execution, you will see that the output appears here hello world. So we can also have the description like code size equal to 38 line. So number of lines in this program is actually 3 and data size is 30. So These are the independent works. I've already posted this one in the Google Classroom, so you can have a note of it. I'm posting this in your chat window for your kind of information and attention. So I think yesterday I've already posted this one in the Google Classroom.